Really bumper numbers that we're getting out of Macau.
Yes, the April gaming revenue is really strong, and it's returned to 62% of the 2019 level, and that's against the analyst estimate of a recovery of about 50%. So it was going very well, and it's mainly driven by the pent-up demand among Chinese tourists after China reopened, and it was also boosted by China's Labor Day holiday, which is like a golden week, and it's traditionally a peak travel season, and the daily visitation during the Golden Week is very good, and it's already returned to about 80% of the pre-pandemic levels. So things are looking very positive for Macau at the moment.
Yeah, I think there's still a lot of debate about how strong this reopening is going to last, because, this year is probably going to be the easiest, given you have that pent-up demand and everything.
Yes.
What are people saying about the outlook later on this year?
Yes, one big question that remains is how sustainable the pent-up demand is. Some analysts expect that in the second half of the year, growth may flatten because the pent-up demand would normalize. And China will also add more international flights, giving Chinese people more options to travel overseas to places like Japan or Europe, where currency is quite cheap at the moment. And also Macau is facing some long-term risks, like China's crackdown on high-rolling gamblers, and we don't know how long that's going to last. So if the VIP gamblers can return to Macau very often, if China continue to scrutinize them, they're returning to Macau, then that's going to be one major downside for the city.
And so is the focus still on mass market then?
Yes. Yeah. So Macau's focus will be on the mass market, and so far we've seen a lot of positive sign for the mass market recovery. For example, MGM, which just released its first quarter result, said that the April mass recovery is doing very well, and the mass market has actually already exceeded the pre-pandemic level in terms of gaming revenue, which means the overall EBITDA has returned to about 90% of the 2019 level. So if this continues, then Macau is on track to a very good recovery.